basically, we are finishing up the Revenant's touring cycle and stuff. I think it's been somewhat like 2 years or something. But we've been writing ever since Revenants came out, because what happened was that there was such a stale period of kind of like a hiatus period when Lou left the band and when I joined, that Revenants had already been written since May of that year. And it didn't even, it wasn't written since May. It was tracked at May. And it wasn't released till like October or something. So the guys had to sit on a lot of downtime in finding the new vocalist and stuff. So they were hard at working. I think they had 1 or 2 songs already, or ideas floating around for 1 or 2 of the new songs that we've already written now. Right now, as in right now, we've already written, I think we've written about 7 or 8 songs. But we're just kind of waiting on finishing the touring cycle, and then we're going to get in the studio and we're just going to really pound it out and release the album and just make it crushing, because we think we need to really step it up since Revenant's got some good reviews, but we feel like we kind of took it in a little direction, a little off from what we did with When Legends Become Dust, or what they did with When Legends Become Dust. So we want to kind of incorporate the old melodic aspect of When Legends into the heaviness of Revenant, and kind of combine the two into kind of like our ultimate baby, I guess you can say. But we definitely have material. We were playing some new songs on this tour, so we just got to get in there and do it and release it so everybody can hear it.
Well, that's awesome. I definitely will. I'm looking forward to seeing how those songs develop. I'm actually really surprised that you have that many so quickly. That's really awesome. Definitely.
Yeah, we've been definitely trying to write as much as possible. We're just one of those bands that always sitting down writing, so it's really easy for us to tangent off and write a whole new song without even trying to. It's just John is a phenomenal composer in that aspect. He just whenever he has an idea, he just jumps on it and just goes with it. Pretty soon, like a day later, he's like, "Oh, I wrote a song." And we're like, "Oh, cool!" Like, so it's really awesome and easy to work with him on stuff like that.
Oh, that's awesome. It's great to keep the new songs coming and coming. Some bands go so long with no new records.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna point any fingers, Winter Sun, but definitely need to keep working. So,
well, that's the thing nowadays. I think has changed is a lot of the fan base of most bands now. They're just because they're on the internet hype. They really like new material almost constantly, and so you got to kind of adapt to that when you're doing that kind of stuff. And so I definitely know what you're talking about when you say that some bands just take forever to write new stuff, but I just think that's because the whole game is changing, the way that music's coming out and the way that kids are being more involved in hearing new material and all that stuff. I think that's just all happening really quicker because of, the present circumstance with the internet and all that stuff going around. Like, it's really a game changer.
Oh, absolutely. People, they're getting shorter and shorter attention spans, especially for stuff like art and music,
Oh, definitely, yeah.
But it's almost like you're seeing more and more of bands having to put out EPs in between their albums just to keep their fans, attentions.
Yeah.
But
it's just that it just seems like most of the and I don't mean this in a bad way, but like kind of the fans are kind of like lost puppies. They just kind of want to latch on to the next new thing, and that's kind of good for the industry just because it keeps it new and fresh. But for bands, it's really demanding, and and hopefully people can keep up. We're doing pretty good at doing that, but it's how crazy it's going to get in the future. We don't know, but hopefully it kind of people understand, fans understand that these things take time. And the work ethic and all that stuff behind it, like there's a whole process. There's due process behind it. There's touring cycles that need to be done and all that stuff for the new albums. And sometimes things can't work out as fast as they want them to. But, we're still here. We're still writing. We're still with them. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So in addition to conducting From the Grave, you mentioned earlier you're also in Braver. And from what I understand, you're also in another band. Can you tell us a little bit about your other two projects?
Actually, The Braver project, like I said before, is just an open online project. It's not really any time-consuming project of mine. It's just whenever I feel like getting down and recording vocals, and whoever can, fill in for guitar spots and all that stuff, and including the original members. I was actually going to be in a band called Depths, which was more of a progressive, for lack of a better word, djent band that have some atmospheric aspects to them as well. It didn't really work out as much as I thought it was going to, and a couple of the members were sad to inform me that they couldn't work it out because the touring cycles and all that stuff of what they wanted to do would kind of be a conflict of interest for me and them. So sadly, I'm not in that project anymore, but the dudes in Depth, they've actually were gracious enough to let me keep recording the vocals on the songs that they produced because they wanted to be an instrumental band if they couldn't have a vocalist. And they might have a vocalist in the future, and that's cool. But so I'm actually going to release some vocal tracks over some of their mixed material, which will be pretty exciting. I'm pretty stoked on it. And other than that, I'm going to start a new project pretty soon called Children on the Fence, and it's a Coheed and Cambria reference in case anybody likes Coheed and Cambria. But it's going to be more of a electronic kind of feel to it too, because I want to do a lot more not pop per se, but I'm a big fan of like Death Cab for Cutie and bands like that as well. So it's just me trying to branch out, but that's something that people can look forward to if they're into that kind of thing. But it will never take away from CFGG. This is where my heart and soul is, obviously. But I'm just one of those people that I love to be in as much as he can be in,
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do, and if you enjoy other types of genres, you want to work with those, definitely go for that too.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just the more I can be involved in, it's the better,
Yeah, definitely. So not only are you a vocalist in 3 metal bands, but you're also a graphic designer. Can you tell us a little bit how that's going? Like, it seems like you do a lot of artwork for the bands.
It's going really well, actually. I've always been a graphic designer ever since I've been, I don't even know, like 13, 14 years old. I was computer science, kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of like a pre-college kind of thing in high school where I took this course and all that stuff. And I saw some guy messing around on Photoshop one time, and I got involved in it, and I fell in love with, designing, and it's really easy for me to do. So I got this thing where I would make kind of pre-made designs as well as take on clients, and while I'm on tour, and it's just a way for me to make a little bit of extra money, and maybe I'll make a career out of it in the future. I don't know, but so I've been doing that. It's been supporting me really well, and I can't be happier from all the clients and the bands that I've gotten to work with, and they've all been amazing so far, and we've all been able to brainstorm to make awesome designs and stuff suited well for the bands that I designed for. So it's kind of a dream come true. It's a really easy job for me to do. So I'm really lucky to be to have that skill and to be able to do that for bands.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. I definitely see people get really excited about the Hellforge stuff online. People are always asking. Yeah. So there's some really cool stuff. Especially, I think my favorite one I've seen so far is the one with the TV head and the guys pointing. That one's real cool.
Oh yeah, that was actually done probably. Oh man, I think that was the Suicide Silence tour that we did a while back. But yeah, that was a good one. I actually enjoyed that doing that one. But and it's so funny because these things stem out in ways that you would never even imagine. Like I have a clothing company now that uses kind of the Hellforge name, but it's not officially launched. But I have like some upside down cross T-shirts with Satan likes this with a Facebook ad on the back of it. So, but
yeah,
it's just weird how these things branch out. Yeah, but it's really fun for me. So I'm going to continue doing it as much as I can.
Well, that's awesome. I hope to see that stuff grow a little more. Definitely, at some point down the line, got to get me a Hellforge shirt. So, before we go, is there anything else coming up with any of your various musical and artistic projects that you'd like to share with the listeners?
Nothing that I can share as of right now, but I know that what is going to come out, especially for the CFGG aspect, is it's going to be some crazy stuff. I think kids and fans, friends, and that whole everybody's going to really dig the new stuff. We really stepped it up in our writing. And as for the Braver thing, all the Braver fans out there that we still have, talking to me about Braver at shows and stuff, that will be the EP will be released pretty soon. It just depends when I have time, really. And then for the Children on the Fence project, I should be recording some stuff probably when I get back home, as soon as I get my recording gear set up, and so it's gonna go from there.
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Yeah, this is awesome.
We know you're really busy,
Hey.
especially that you're on tour.
Thank you for having me. I love doing this stuff, man, and it's a real pleasure for me and an honor to do it. So thank you.
No problem, man.
Anytime.
Keep in touch.
We'll do. Yeah, hit me up anytime, and we'll do this again sometime and have a good time.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye, guys.
See ya.